Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge in financial freedom. Today, I've only got one headline. It's going to be on Nvidia. That was the big market mover everyone was looking for to really push the markets back to the upside. They did come in a little under on their earnings, but we will kind of dive into that one once we get to that headline. It's going to be a short show today. I'm not feeling 100%, so we're just going to dive through things kind of quickly this morning. Let's get that stock heat map pulled up. We do have Apple sitting down at 2.7 from its close yesterday, sitting down 0.21 in the pre-market. We've got Nvidia making some move to the upside, up at 3.67, and in the pre-market sitting up at 2.53. We've got Berkshire Hathaway sitting down at 1.14, and in the pre-market sitting up just a bit, up 5.58. We've got Amazon sitting up a 0.73, and in the pre-market up 1.96. We've got Eli Lilly up 1.46, and in the pre-market up 0.01, sitting quite neutral. We've got ExxonMobil sitting down at 0.25, and in the pre-market looking up 0.54. We got Tesla sitting down at 3.96, and in the pre-market sitting up just a bit, up 2.3. We've got P&G sitting quite down. It was that inflation-resistant asset. It got hit a little bit hard, looking quite neutral in the pre-market right now, down at 0.12. We've got Microsoft is sitting up 0.46 and up 0.36 in the pre-market, not getting much of a boost off of all the AI hype. We do have Google sitting down 1.51, sitting up 0.8 in the pre-market right now, though. We do have Meta sitting up at 2.46, and in the pre-market sitting up a solid 1.61. We do have a lot of data that could very quickly change this, though. So we'll kind of dive into that one in a second. Crypto is looking quite green so far. We've got Bitcoin up at 2.59, Ethereum up 0.71, XRP up 1.69. BNB sitting in that neutral range, down 0.03. We've got Solana up at 3.37, Doge up 2.98, Cardano up at 4.27, Tron sitting up 1.11, Pi finally making some retracements on that daily, down at 4.31. We've got Chainlink up 2.64, Litecoin up 4.04, Avalanche up 5.28, Sui up 0.91, and Stellar Lumens up 1.31. Let's hop over to that economic calendar because we have a lot of data coming out in an hour. We will be getting the core PCE prices quarter over quarter. This is the second quarter estimate, looking to come up just a bit here. Not what we want to see. We also have some durable goods orders coming out, looking like it's heading in the right direction here. We do have that month over month looking to come up from negative 2.2% to 2%, but it really just depends on what kind of orders these are to increase the durable goods. Are these backlogs that are finally getting filled? Are these new orders that are getting filled? We'll kind of have to wait for that breakdown of data, because if this is back orders that have continuously been getting filled, because that's what we saw at the beginning of January, kind of a bit of a slowdown during February, and we'll see if it is actually a backlog or if this is new orders finally starting to come in and kind of rescue some of the economy here. You do have that GDP growth rate, which is looking quite ugly. If it is coming in under forecast, that is even worse. That could come in at a whole percent decrease. We've had a lot of things coming in under or over forecast recently, and you could definitely expect the same thing here. Seeing an almost full percent decrease in that growth rate is very alarming here, especially with your GDP price index also making a move to the upside. Seeing that come in over forecast could really drop those markets as well. Not just crypto, but TradFi too. And this is why I think some of that Nvidia news might be overplayed. We'll kind of have to dive into that one here and a little. We do have initial jobless claims as well, looking to increase quite a bit here from 219 to 221. So a bit of an increase there. We'll kind of have to see if that one continues to come over forecast like it has been since we've seen Trump take office. We do have a few Fed chairs speaking today. One of those will be at 10. We also have pending home sales at 10, looking to be a slowdown on the decrease of home sales. So a little bit of positive data there. We also have a little bit later in the day coming out at 11:45, another Fed speaking. So keep your eyes out for those. We do have a few others in the afternoon as well, 1:15 and 3:15, two more Fed speeches. Keep your eyes out for those, especially with today's data drop. You will get a lot of either confidence in either direction or kind of waffling around, which they've been waffling around quite a bit recently with the data. All right, let's hop over to those fear and greeds and liquidation heat maps. We do have the stock side sitting in extreme fear still. 21, no change there. Not too unexpected, as we did see a little boost at the end of the day. We have crypto down quite big, 11 points and 10 and extreme fear. It doesn't get much more extreme fearful than that. We do have a little bit of a range that we could hit to the downside and really clear out a bit of liquidity. It would be quite worrisome to go down there. I know a lot of people wouldn't expect it, and it would continue a sell-off. It would get down to that CME gap. We talked about that all in the Discord yesterday. If you are not in the Discord, you are missing out. Those YouTube members get a lot for $5. So go ahead and check that out. The link is pinned at the top or in the description there. We do a lot in our Discord. We've got this 1 week with light liquidity to the top side of us. You zoom this on in a bit. That 3-day is showing a lot of liquidity back to the top side. A bunch of these are at key levels we will need to get above and hold. I've been talking about that on the way down, that if we lost these levels, we'd be looking a lot lower. And we've lost them, and every single time we've lost them, a lot of liquidity has stacked up there. We do have that range all the way back up to 96,000 with that real top side on the 3-day. Zooming on in to that 24-hour, you can kind of see we have a bit of a range to the top side at 88,500, which would be a nice little grab before we see that data drop to kind of continue the downtrend. We will see what that Bitcoin chart is saying though. Let's hop over to the chat and go through this as quick as I can. We've got Jesse Gulak in here, Jay Violet. We got Buck. We're getting closer to the Master P Show every day username. We've got All Set saying good morning. We got Lunar Beaches Crypto in the house. Got Crypto Focus. Good morning. Good morning. We've got VW John. Jobless numbers will be up with all the federal employees losing jobs. It'll likely be the catalyst that drops us to 82K. I think that paired with some of that GDP data will be a massive market mover to the downside. And I think a lot of people will be unexpecting because they'll buy into that Nvidia is doing quite well, so that means the market goes back up. And you can't judge the market by one stock. That's not how this goes. You did have a lot of politicians selling off Nvidia back in December and January. So if that's not a sell signal, I don't know what is. Pelosi sold back in December. We've got Buck and Jay Violet and Jesse saying good morning to everyone. Got Donato Cabrera in the chat. Good morning to you. And I see Alexandra G as well. Good morning to you, Mod Queen. And Artsan246. Hating on that XRP. I did pull up that XRP chart in the background, so we can kind of take a look at that. I know there was some arguments over whether it's good or bad, or, it's kind of a mixed bag, which is not too unexpected. Got Conspiracy Crypto in the chat as well. Good morning. Ask Pelosi. She knows, says Arsan246. Got username saying, Uncle Jesse, most effective way to be a pimp is to use the chart for your employees and use a rainbow smiley face sticker for good behavior and a friend storm cloud for bad behavior. We're taking it back to the preschool days there, giving you a star sticker for doing well, huh? Username. All right. I see Ernie in the chat as well. That's a name I haven't seen before. Hope you're having a great morning. Let's hop into this Bitcoin chart. We'll dive through it kind of quickly. We do have this weekly chart looking like it's got a bit more room to the downside. Lunar Beach is saying Solana is the best chain. I know he's saying that with full backing and support of Solana there. He loves that Solana. Got that weekly faltering on some money flow. We do have that volume still staying at quite red here on the weekly as well. You've got your MACD, which just crossed your indicator line back in the beginning of February, and we've been continuing this downtrend ever since. Waiting for that money flow to really roll over from a lot of these shorter term time frames, which they have not been doing. It has been short pumps to try to get back up to key levels that just turn into some resistance here, especially with how these weekly charts have been looking across crypto. Seeing a bit of a retracement after massive moves to the upside is not very worrisome. We do have a lot of ranges below us. An ugly range to kind of see right where our CME gap is that 74,000 and that golden pocket. A lot of people would be concerned about that, but I have a limit order set a little bit lower than that, where we've got a lot of liquidity on a higher term time frame chart, and that's going to be down here at 71,200, which is sitting right below that golden pocket there. There was a lot of liquidity there, and we did see a bit of some battles to get up to that golden pocket. So I've got that limit order set down there. That's just in case, it might play out, it might not. We'll kind of have to see. If not, no worries, and I can just buy in at a different level. We do have that daily that is looking like it's got a bit of some potential to get a slight move to the upside here. We do have some oversold signals starting to flash here. Your prime oscillator is still sitting quite red. Your money flow is continuing to come out. Your volume is slowing a bit on the selling pressure, and your true 7 is very bright red here, waiting for that money flow to kind of come in and rescue to get us back up above this 382, which is going to be a bit of a resistance range. We have gotten above 85 at 251, and that's kind of what I wanted to see us do. We will need to turn that a bit into some support here if we really want to get that push back to the upside and back up to this top side liquidity at that 382 and about $88,000. Let's zoom this on in to that 4 hour. You do see the MACD here at a very crucial point. We are right at that indicator line and looking to cross to the upside. Could be a slight break above the indicator line and dragging back down though, as our money flow is very red here and moving quite sideways. Your volume is also very red and has been red for a while and is holding quite steady as selling pressure. We do have the prime oscillator very briefly green here, but it is moving it is green and moving quite sideways. Does not bode well for a more macro push over the rest of the week. Kind of waiting for money flow, so we will have to see on these shorter term time frames where that money flow is sitting. 15-minute here, and looking at the morning, does look like we can get a bit more push to the upside if we cool off just a bit. You've got your MACD moving quite sideways. Your indicator line is coming down to try to close that gap. So we'll keep our eye on that and the money flow. Got your prime oscillator moving back to the upside, sitting light red, so still a little bit bearish. Money flow is holding quite steady here in the green, but your volume is back to selling volume. So majority of these orders are selling orders. We'll kind of have to see if this positive money flow can outweigh that. I don't think it does. And I am looking back at 85 to 51 to kind of see if we can turn that into some support. Don't you love Soul, BC? I absolutely love Soul. Said absolutely sarcastically, which we need to talk this weekend. I do have some time. If you want to make that Soul special, BC learned by the best pimp, Butters. Oh my goodness, Butters is the man, says Buck. All right, we've got I sold my soul, not really. I sold my Solana. I have not sold my soul. I sold Solana at 200, and then I never looked at Solana again for myself. I've looked at it for y'all because for some reason everyone loves Solana. They love that centralization in their big assets. You know, everyone loves Ethereum. Everyone hates Ethereum. Same reasons they love Ethereum, they hate Ethereum. Same reasons they love Solana, they hate Solana. So very controversial assets. Just a sub, do you think we're going to get a little more downside for BTC 15? Yep. And that's what I just went over there on that 15-minute chart. All right, let's hop into this news article real quick. It is over Nvidia, and it's what everyone was looking at to kind of get that move back to the upside here. I think it's all overplayed. I think Nvidia is offering very little actual utility to the economy currently. AI is not a big participant in your actual economy growth. It is not quite there yet to be able to take over a lot of your industries. So right now it is just a lot of building, and to put value on something that is currently building is kind of overhyped. And I think that's why you saw a lot of politicians selling off Nvidia, because that AI hype is a bit overplayed out. So we'll dive into this article. Nvidia AI boom not dead yet. We've got Nvidia strong growth forecast for the first quarter on Wednesday signaled that booming demand for its artificial intelligence chips was intact, and the company said orders for its new Blackwell semiconductors were amazing. The company's forecast helps allay doubts around a slowdown in spending on its hardware that emerged last month following the Chinese AI startup DeepSeek's claims that it had developed AI models rivaling Western counterparts at a fraction of their cost. Its shares rose before declining slightly in a choppy extended trading after closing up 3.7% in regular trading. Nvidia is the biggest beneficiary of the rally in AI-linked stocks, with its shares up more than 400% over the last 2 years. CEO Jensen Huang struck an optimistic note saying AI is advancing at light speed and that demand for Blackwell is amazing, in a commentary that should bode well for AI-related stocks that have taken a hit in the past week. we've successfully ramped up our massive scale production of Blackwell AI supercomputers, achieving billions of dollars in sales in its first quarter. Nvidia is undergoing a critical product transition as it moves to a new chip architecture called Blackwell, shifting from selling individual chips to full AI computing systems that integrate graphics chips, processors, and networking equipment. We will kind of scroll a little bit here. We've got the company's expected revenue totals for 43 billion, plus or minus 2% for the first quarter, compared with analyst average estimates of 41.78 according to LSEG. Unlike previous quarters, there was heightened skepticism going into this report due to concerns about DeepSeek's efficient model and questions surrounding the Blackwell rollout, says eMarketer Jacob Bourne, but the results have removed doubts. I don't think it removed doubts for everyone because we still see politicians selling off. So I don't know if they've just got a little more information, but if Nancy Pelosi has sold off Nvidia, that was my sell signal. So maybe Nvidia should be a sell for now, or at least a wait to buy, especially with the play out of AI. You didn't see Microsoft, which is handling a lot of the payloads for ChatGPT, getting that move to the upside off of this positive data. So definitely looking like a bit of a mixed bag from Nvidia. We'll have to see how well that plays out in the markets today, especially with the data that we're going to be getting. With GDP looking like your economy is contracting while your inflation is ticking back up, which while your job market is also struggling a bit, leads to your stagflation worries, which we talked about earlier this week. I see LTC talked about. Let's hop over to some charts real quick. I want to take a look at XRP. It was talked about in the chat at the beginning. We've got XRP here on the weekly, just hitting that cross of our MACD and indicator line on the top side. So following Bitcoin's trend here, it does look like we might be in a bit of a downtrend. You do have that golden pocket as a strong area to see a bounce at $1.61. Your volume is still buying, so it does look a little bit positive, a little more positive than Bitcoin does. We'll kind of have to see what these shorter term time frames say, though, because I have talked about lower levels across the market on a lot of these assets. You have this 1 hour trying to get that push back up towards our 382, but it looks like it's faltering just a bit here. Let's get that MACD back where we can see it. All right. Got your MACD getting a bit of some curvature here as we're getting towards that zero line and our 382 on the charts. Prime oscillator sitting very green here, but moving quite sideways as your volume is starting to slow down on that selling volume. So it does look like you might see continued downside on this. Next level I'd really look at would be that 50% and $1.95. That'd be that next real area for those higher term time frames. 15-minute looking like it's got a little bit more room to push if we can get some money flow to come back in here. Prime oscillator sitting light red as you get some curvature back to the upside, but your MACD bouncing off that indicator line and printing red candles here, so you might get that continued downside here as we make that last little pushback up to the upside and reject down further. Let's take a look at Solana real quick. I did see SWE requested. We'll kind of have to see if we got time. 15-minute. We did get a nice strong bounce off of that $130 that I had talked about. We've been in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. Made our first equal highs here. We'll kind of have to see if we can get above that range and continue up to that 50% fib line. There is a lot of selling pressure above us though at about $145. That's that first little area that you might see resistance off of. If we can get this at bounce off of here and create this as some support, that's that $140 range. We did have SWE requested. Let's see what the morning might be bringing our way for SWE. All right, we've got us breaking below that golden pocket here, trying to get back up to it and faltering quite heavily. You do have lower highs being made. You've got very, very equal lows down here, which might bode for a bit of a sweep below to kind of come back up to, especially with your prime oscillator looking quite red, your volume being quite selling volume, and your MACD getting a bit of a rollover here as we just broke below that zero line. Waiting for that indicator line to kind of drag below there as well. See what that 1 hour is saying. Looking like more downside. Definitely getting that rollover rejected very hard off of the zero line with that MACD line. Looking to cross that indicator line all over again here on the bottom side. Prime oscillator looking very green, but it's getting a bit of a rollover. Your volume is holding steady in some buying volume though. So finding that liquidity down to the bottom side before we try to get that continuation push back up to the golden pocket might be the move to look for. Really depends on the data that we're going to be seeing. We did have LTC requested. I talked about that one the other day. Was wanting to see us get above some levels, which we ended up getting above. I talked about 128 and needing to turn that back into some support here, and it looks like that's what we're trying to do. We do see a bit of a divergence stacked up here, and your reversal signals starting to flash as you get this curvature. Your volume is still quite green here on the 1 hour True 7, looking like it's going to cool off just a bit. If you can maintain this $128 range as you cool these oscillators off just a bit, does bode well for a continued push to the upside back up to this 132.91. That'd be that next little area where we saw a bit of a bounce towards the upside when we try to get back up to $140. You do have a lot of selling pressure up above this $137 range. That will be that next little battle if we can get above 132. $800 link 2030, says RSAN246. If link hits $800, I'm never eating anything but ribs, says K Diggity. I can believe that one. We got LTC moves fast, David, says Jesse. It does move quite fast, and it is one of those Bitcoin forks that does quite well. You know, it has great utility, and it's been around since like 2012. So these dinosaur coins, as everyone likes to call them, have been doing quite well. XRP has been doing quite well. It's got a lot of utility behind it. Link was doing quite well. It looks like it's been struggling just a bit recently. Let's scroll back to Link. There we go. Sitting back at that key level that I'd wanted to see on Link. That $15.54. Trying to make some support here and get a continued push to the upside. MACD's faltering just a bit on the 15. You're getting a bit of some rollover with your prime oscillator sitting light red. So if we've got some money flow coming in, it could really continue that push back up to that $16 and about 50-cent range. That'd be that next little level if we can get that positive money flow on Link. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Sorry it was a shorter show. Hopefully we can have a full-length show tomorrow. I hope to be feeling a whole lot better. We'll see y'all in the Alex O Crypto chat. I will be lurking though because I gotta drive. Gotta go continue my CDL training, but make sure to tune in to the morning market report at 10 a.m. Piper will break down all of that heavy data that we will be getting here in about 30 minutes. We do have Trade Academy at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to tune into that. There's a lot of alpha there. We also have a lot of fun in the chats. So If you like to have fun and you like to learn, that's the place to be at 4 p.m. I heard that there's no crypto nightcap tonight, but we will have markets after dark at 11 p.m. Eastern time with Lunar Beaches Crypto. Make sure to trade safe today, because I believe it's going to be pretty volatile, and that Nvidia hype is not going to play out the way people were expecting it to. Other than that, make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.